Hi there, welcome to the Motley Crew, the channel that showcases games from the Motley Crew fleet. And this is called Wargaming Beware, the Natives Are Restless. And it's actually a comment on recent uploads by Spartan, Hive and Tommy Boy. In the background, in true CC fashion, I'll have a game uploaded by Shannon that features Shannon and Rock in La Foudres. So that'll be playing along in the background while I have a quick discussion on the various points raised by Spartan, Hive, and Tommy. This all started, I've actually been off for a few days. I haven't played the game for a few days. I haven't been too well. But I did watch the various vids, and it was interesting because Spartan had a real download, so to speak, about the state of the game, especially games where the red team seemed to be wiped out almost immediately, i.e. games lasting a very short period of time. He queried the whole point of auto-aim. He wasn't happy with that. And he did have a good suggestion about spawns. He did suggest pushing spawns back, especially for higher tier matches, back 5k. Hive did a rebuttal of sorts on that. He wasn't happy about changing auto-aiming. And as he, I think, quite rightly pointed out, the danger is if you go for skills-based matchmaking, you may not get the result you want. And what will happen, you'll get your elite players playing, but everybody else is going to leave the game. And he suggested push spawns back to 3k, by 3k. Tommy Boy also then brought out his vid, and I'm going to leave a link in the description down below for all of these. They're all good vids, worth watching. Tommy Boy sort of agreed about pushing the spawns back 3k. He also was against the idea of stopping auto aim, but he also quite rightly brought up the point about a lack of variety. New maps, I think we all want new maps. We're all getting a little bit sick and tired, especially at higher tiers at times. You seem to get the same map time and time again. And it's not as if there aren't maps out there, because no matter what they say, most of these, in fact, all of these maps come from the PC game, and I know the PC game has more maps. That perennial issue of people turning off crossplay, and I didn't realise apparently I think PlayStation does not allow you to turn off crossplay, but he had a good idea. If you've turned off crossplay, you play on the small maps, which I think we can all agree are a bit shite. And he also had a good idea about modules. Let's have more modules. I'd like to see, especially with the prevalence now of aircraft carriers, why can't every ship, say from tier 5 and above, have an additional anti-air module? It's an automatic thing in there. Anyway, I thought I'd give my view on this, and this is mainly my view, Booty. Although some of the ideas I will come from fleet members, and I'm sure my colleagues in the Motley Crew fleet will have their say on this, or will certainly nag all over me about what I'm going to say. I think the problem with this game goes a little bit further. I know, yeah, we all potato at times. I'm not saying, I'm not a whatever they call it, super unicorn play, whatever. I'm just an average. I have average player. I have good games. I have bad games. The number of times I've been caught broadside without realising it because I hadn't checked the mini map, I won't even go into. However, I think a big gripe a lot of us have, this is supposed to be a free-to-play game. We know wargaming have to make money, but some of the costs are, I think, a little bit steep. For a new ship at a higher tier costs the same as a brand new game. And it's not as if I don't think wargaming is short of money. It's not as if they couldn't, reduce the costs. I suspect if they did actually do an above the board, across the board reduction in price, you'd actually have more people buying ships. I'd also like to see Because I think one of the problem is you can start this game without any experience, and you can buy a tier 7 or tier 8 premium ship. That's a nonsense, really. I would like to see that you can't get a premium ship unless you've got a tech tree ship at that tier. So if it's a tier 7, you have to have a tech tree tier 7, tier 8, and so on. And maybe for the more established lines, so like American battleships and so on, you have to have a tier 8 American battleship, a tech tree American battleship at the tier before you can buy the premium. That's just a thought. Likewise, I'd like to see the gatekeeper ships on the Bureau, which I think is a great idea, that impose, if you like, retrospectively on all the Bureau projects. So that I know on some of the older ones, you can just sit there, and I'll be honest, I've got a free-to-play account, and on some of the Bureau ships I'm trying to get on the free-to-play account, I don't have the higher tier ships, but I just let it tick over. It can take up to 6 months, but you get a ship. I'd also like to see an alternative way of buying the legendary tier. We had it with the Stalingrad. It was 2 million GXP. Why not bring that in across the board so that you can get a legendary tier ship with GXP and or do the Bureau? Up to you, because I think the complaint a lot of people make is, they say they've introduced a new ship in the Bureau. For some players, it can take months to get it. So it's not really a new ship, so to speak, by the time you get it. Auto-aim. And I know that there were pros and cons on auto-aim. I've got a couple of ideas on this. As I say, this is just my personal view. We could introduce. I know that the PC aiming system is slightly more. What's the word I'm thinking of? It's more involved, if you like, more technical than our auto aim. But there's still an element of auto aim in the PC version. Why not either introduce from, say, tier 7 and above the PC style aiming system, or if you like, have an advanced mode in gameplay where you have the PC style auto aim, but as a recompense for that more difficult style of aiming, perhaps you get more hit points on your ship, or you inflict more damage. It's just a thought. I think also, I know a lot of people have said this, the way that wargaming score, i.e. achieving XP and GXP, can be a little bit murky. I think that should be a lot more transparent, how you actually get your points in a game. Whether they do that on like a mission statement thing where, right, this is how you get your points, or on each game they have a more detailed breakdown should you require it. And talking about getting points and so on, I think one of the big bugbears we all have who play this game on a regular basis and have played it for a while is seeing certain ships not doing their job, i.e. destroyers are not spotting, ships are not capping. So why not give them more points for spotting than we get now? Give them a bonus if they cap where they spawn. So if you spawn on A and you get A spawn, you get a bonus. And I know another complaint is, especially with, BB mains, with bow tanking all the time. Very simple answer to that is reduce the armor on the bow, so that it's not as it's not as rewarding, so to speak, to bow tank. You get almost as much damage bow tanking as you do if you're nearly broadside. As I say, it's just a thought. As opposed to the gameplay, or with reference to the gameplay, it would be good to see some new game modes like they have on PC come into the game. And this has been suggested by guys in the fleet. I think Shannon came up with this. Why Why can't we have the convoy system of games that we had? They have in PC, and there are other games I know, other game modes that PC have that we don't. Chin came up with I think it's a very good idea, which could be, if you like, included in the advanced gameplay method or role, if you like, where at the beginning of the game you don't know what ships the red team have until they're spotted. So the red team roster remains empty until their ships are actually spotted, because hopefully this would make destroyers and cruisers do the spotting role more diligently than tends to happen now, almost by accident for a lot of ships. And I think one last point, and this is more this is a personal plea. Can we have a way of premium days? I mean, I've got over 3,000 premium days, which is a ridiculous amount of days. Can we not trade some in for GXP or XP or whatever? Um, 3,000 days is God knows how many years. I don't know if I'll be around in that many years, but it's just a thought. Do seem to have. I know a lot of guys out there have a stupid amount of premium days, which is a bit of a nonsense. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you've got any comment or any ideas of your own, then please stick them in the comments below. And we will be back with more games very soon.
Engine boost deactivate. Our victory is in sight. The ship is on fire. Problem solved, sir.